We are receiving a lot of audit requests for government websites, so let's find out about the pricing. On this next slide, I have a mock-up of a common government website layout. We have the logo on the left, we have the search bar on the right, we have a navigation menu with links to several different pages, then we have a notice, and then in the mid part of the website, we have popular services. There are 3 columns with 3 cards. On one card, you can apply for permits. On another card, you can pay taxes. And then we have a public records search. And then at the bottom, there is a news and announcements section. So this is typically what we're coming across with government websites. Of course, they vary depending on the governmental entity, but about government websites. So think of them as a more in-depth, a more involved informational site. And we've covered informational websites previously, and that video will be linked in the playlist, which will be in the description for this video. But anyways, they're a more in-depth informational website, and they typically have a hierarchical structure involved. So with government websites, you will find official information, you will find forms, there are services, there are applications, etc. And then we associate government websites with a moderate level of interactive elements. So it's not on the high end of interactive elements, but we do see form fields, we do see search bars, we do see mega menus. And then going back to the mock-up, here we have a button to apply now. We also have a button so that you can pay taxes. So there are definitely interactive features to a government website, which does separate it from informational websites. But government websites do consist of a lot of pages, which are mostly text and images. And so here on the bottom of the About page with the government website, we typically see pages like home, services, applications, forms, records, and news. And so the cost here really does vary. And so on the bottom end, on the low end, I have $750 for an audit. In the mid-range tier, I have $3,500. And then on the high end, I have $10,000 for an audit of a government website. It's really going to depend on a lot of factors. So if you have more pages, or if there are literally dozens of pages that we need to go through, then obviously that's going to swing the price on the higher side. Also, the number of accessibility issues on government websites can vary greatly. So when we come across government websites, sometimes they're using outdated technology, and that's going to cause there to be more accessibility issues. In some cases, it's worth it to just undergo a complete site rebuild. You can update to using more modern technology. You can have a more modern design on your website. It will be fully WCAG conformant, WCAG 2.1 AA conformant. So in some cases, we actually recommend that clients go ahead and just skip the audit and just have us rebuild the site altogether, and then migrate the content to the new site and have it all be WCAG 2.1 AA conformant. And then here, I also have fairly interactive. So it's a government website can lean more towards being an informational website, but the more you increase the interactive elements, the more it's going to increase the cost. So if it's closer to an informational website, then that's where you're going to see this lower range at $750 and into the low 4 figures. But if you have more interactive elements and then you stack on the more pages and you have a more of an inaccessible website, then that's going to cause the price to lean towards this higher range. And then also one other note here is that sometimes government websites will come with a lot of downloadable documents. So we'll see a lot of PDFs, and this obviously isn't a part of the audit, but PDF remediation is definitely a consideration for governmental entities. So that may be a part of the services. And I just wanted to note that on this slide. So if you need more information about an audit for a government website, you can visit accessible.org/audits. And I will include links to resources in the description for this video. So that is going to do it for government websites. We will continue on with the next video in this series.